Hey there, I am Paola of paolaponcenails.com and one of Kokoist USA's head educators. Today I'm bringing you a super special lesson. We're going to learn how to apply a true no lift and no chip application using Kokoist Platinum Bond Duo. Let's do this. Alright, so Platinum Bond Duo is one of those special products from the Kokoist collection. Not any Japanese gel nail company carries something like this, where this is a 2-in-1. And with that being said, even though it's base and builder, I recommend this gel on clients with strong natural nails. Nails are a little bit more hard because this wears a little bit like a hard gel, so it's got a semi-hard finish, which means that if this nail is super thin and flexible, it's going to be flexing away from this hard product. So let me do a quick little prep, and then I'll show you how you can apply this successfully. Okay, one of my biggest tips when using Platinum Bond Duo is to leave the filing for the end. Okay, so go ahead and apply your Platinum Bond Duo and then file and then apply your color. That's going to give you the longest wear so that you ensure that when you file it back, your nail that is, it leaves Platinum Bond Duo thicker. If you would just file now and bring Platinum Bond Duo all the way to the edge, it might repel a little bit or get really thin here. And this product, applied very thin, does not do well. It will crack or lift. So I also think that Platinum Bond Duo is a great product for beginners because of a base and builder component, but also because it allows you to do a structured application. If you're not familiar with what a structured application is, well, take a look at my nail. It's relatively flat. Now there does lay a little kind of high point, little apex here. And if I magnify or amplify this little apex, then I will have a structured application. A product like Platinum Bond Duo allows me to do that in one step, because this gel here is base and builder. So I do really like it for DIYers. Okay, let's get into our application. I've already pushed back my cuticle and remove any cuticle from off of the nail plate, trimmed any excess eponychium. Now I want to buff the nail. And I want to do so with a 100 to 180 grit sponge buffer so that it provides a little bit of texture. And because this wears a little bit more on a semi-hard finish, so it's got less flexibility, feels a little bit more like hard gel, even though it's soak off, I want to make sure that it really attaches to my nail and like really grasps it like this rather than just laying over it, because if it just lays over it like soft gel texture gels usually do, then it might just kind of lift. So this 180 grit sponge buffer is going to provide the ideal texture for this gel to really bond onto the natural nail. This is still a natural nail, so you want to be really gentle. And you don't want to sand back and forth too fast because you will thin down the nail. So push back the skin, get in there with the rounded edge here of the buffer. You still want to make sure everything's nice and even and smooth, because if it's not, then it's going to show in your gel. Your gel is going to be bumpy, or it's going to dip wherever the natural nail dips also. So you want to be very thorough about your buffing. Pushing back the cuticle area and really clearing it of any dead skin from the nail plate that may still be there. Really push back the skin and get in there. This will ensure you have no lifting here in the cuticle area. Okay, now I'm going to take the smoother side of my sponge buffer. So the back end is 100, the front end is 180. 180 is the softer of the two. The lower the grit number, the more coarse. Gentle but thorough. Really flush any remaining product right onto the natural nail. All right, I want to do a dry brush and take my 90% alcohol and scrub this nail and scrub the underneath also. All right, last but not least, take your Kokoist lint-free wipes and push back that eponychium. Give the nail a good scrub and don't forget the underneath. Let that alcohol evaporate for 2 seconds and you're ready for your application. I'm going to grab my flat brush. I'm going to take a small amount and I want to be really intentional about scrubbing this on the free edge with pressure to ensure that it gets into every little groove of the nail. This is where your lifting is going to happen more readily than at the cuticle area, so you want to be thorough here. And I want to grab a little bit more if you've run out from your brush, and grab a little bit on your cuticle area using the corner of your brush to draw a perimeter around this cuticle area. Make sure you don't touch. If you touch, the product will run to the skin. Okay? Now I want to take a bead sufficient to cover this entire nail, and I want to do so in a structured, thick manner. Okay, now that I have sufficient, this is a little bit runnier, so I want to tilt the finger downward. This is a little bit of a longer nail, so I want to grab more product without moving this bead quite yet on that wet uncured layer of gel that we started with, and then just guide it here on the top real quick. Bring it up, turn the finger over, allow it to self-level, see what it's doing, and then just help it get in the areas where it has not made contact yet. Again, it's really runny, but we want to use that to our advantage, allowing the gel to touch wherever it needs to touch. Working one finger at a time, pulling it, letting gravity do the pulling for you actually, so that you can pull an apex, and just allowing it to structure beautifully before curing. Make sure you give this nail a flash cure followed by a full cure, but you do want a flash cure for 3 seconds because things as far as heat can get a little intense with products that wear more like a hard gel. Alright, so Platinum Bond Duo is a product that seriously you don't have to touch once it goes on the nail, especially with that slip layer. I will show you, let me get closer. Like, it will do all of the self-leveling for you if you just let it. You do have to work a little bit fast. There is no denying that, and that might be a little bit intimidating. But if you work one nail at a time, you will get it. And then notice how my application is nice and structured, nice and thin, and nice and straight. You can tell by the reflection of the light, it's not broken. Now, working one finger at a time is of the utmost importance. And again, not touching it because it's just going to move. All you have to do is like turn your finger and guide it where you want it to go. Now, if you're ready to cure, but you're like, oh no, I may lose my apex, you feel things are moving a little too fast for you, especially if you're in a warm room, do grab your Kokoist milk cake lamp and turn it on and go ahead and cure it. Like if you're like, oop, I found the perfect apex, let me go ahead and cure it, set it in place. In 3 to 5 seconds, this is flash cured. Turn it off and either keep working and at the end, give your hand a full cure, or you can do 1 by 1 full cure. I would just say flash cure up to 5 seconds. You'll feel the gel solidifying and it won't be an intense heat. And then after you're done with one hand, you go ahead and give that a full cure. All right, time to file this nail into shape. Now my final and biggest tip for no breakage and of course long wear using Platinum Bond Duo is to leave the final shaping for the very end. This will ensure that you maintain a balanced, flattering thickness around the free edge that will not crack or lift. Make sure to finish off your shaping specifically with the 180 grit emery board. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to delivering content like this again to you here in the Kokoist USA YouTube channel. Let me know in the comments section what else would you like to see. And for a list of products used today, do check out that description box below. Thanks for watching and bye for now.